district as an era. I want to share a couple of comments from teachers. Over the course of the last 8 years, we've had well over 200 teachers that have been impacted profoundly by the events of this grant, which have included after-school sessions, too many to be counted in this room. It's neat to see this room packed from 4 to 6 o'clock, and learning about important events in Western Utah and United States history. It also included week-long summer seminars focusing on important historical events and so forth that really correlated with the core that our teachers are asked to teach, and it often culminated with field experiences, and we'll talk about those in a minute. First, from Jerry Callentine. I think I see Jerry here. I have numerous comments from teachers, but I just picked one from an elementary, one from a junior high, one from a high school to show you that great range of the impact that these three have had. Jerry, what an incredible journey we've had over the last 7 or 8 years with these fantastic three men. By the way, these three will be given different names throughout. We've heard the Three Musketeers and so forth. I knew you'd go there, but I haven't heard that one. There's one coming up, though, that I think is very appropriate and for the season as well. I know all the teachers involved feel such a tremendous gratitude for all they did. They helped all of us develop an even greater love for our country and its history. From Annette Harmon, fantastic history teacher at Rocky Mountain Junior High. Participating in the history grants have really added to my curriculum. I've used the strategies learned from Understanding by Design workshops. My students have benefited from the pictures and stories that I've brought back from my trips. I know I'm a better teacher as a result of the last 8 years, and in turn, my students have a greater love for history and for our country. And that kind of brings up these trips, and I just jotted down a few of them, these field experiences, because part of the idea of this was to teach teachers about some of these events, but also allow them to go to these sites. There's something special when you're standing on the actual site where these things occurred. It's just, you can't pick it up in any other way. Let me just mention a couple. Big Mountain, Promontory Summit, Mountain Meadows, Mesa Verde, Oregon Trail, Coloma, Williamsburg, Peacefield, the Crossing of the Delaware, Independence Hall, Monticello, Mount Vernon, Yorktown, Jamestown, Valley Forge. I know every one of those that I mentioned. As soon as I said it, I guarantee that these three and hundreds of our teachers just have images and memories that come to mind. And the thing that is so neat is how our teachers have brought these experiences back into their classroom, and is just exciting. This from Russ Porter, a teacher at Bonneville High School. Richard Sadler, Gene Sessions, and Val Parrish have made an immense contribution to the Weber School District. Their impact will be felt for years to come. They have affected scores of teachers at all grade levels. As they've imparted their knowledge, their passion for teaching, and their love of learning to us, we in turn have passed that on to our students. The Teaching American History grant activities have unified the history teachers in this district like nothing I've ever seen. I know I speak not only for myself, but for teachers throughout the district when I say that the three wise men, isn't that great? The three wise men will never be forgotten. Truly, I am so appreciative of these three, the marvelous work that they have done over the last 8 years. Richard, I'm thinking of one year where we didn't have a grant to cover things. We applied and were denied, and there was a one-year space where we didn't have money to support it. And Dr. Sadler, as the dean, said, I think I can find some money that we can continue some of these after-school seminars to just see if we could win that next grant. And fortunately, that next spring we did. We have a plaque for each one of them. I want to read what it says. In recognition, this is Dr. Richard Sadler's, in recognition for exemplary service to Weber School District in facilitating the Teaching American History project and instilling in teachers a love for history as well as teaching history that has greatly benefited our students. Richard, Jean, Val, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for the work that you've done. This has been a marvelous 8 years, and I'm just so grateful for your service.
This has been a real team effort, not only with us, but with the district, and particularly with the teachers. And you need to know that we learned a lot. For example, one of my jobs is being the wagon master and pushing us along. And some teachers from Weber District gave me a bullwhip at Fort Bridger. And in planning the trip to go to California, I did believe that my bladder would allow us to drive from Wendover to Winnemucca without stopping. Partway there, I began to look at some other folks and announced that we really needed to have a rest stop at Elko. And Jerry came up to me and said, good decision. Had you had a baby, you would appreciate the fact that we need to stop, and every time we stopped at Elko after that. Thank you for teaching me what I needed to know. Thank you for this award. Thank you for, I'll get emotional. At Williamsburg, we divided up. I was sitting in front of the House of Burgesses with 7 of our teachers, all female. A guy came up and said, where are you folks from? I said, we're from Utah. He looked and said, yeah, I can see that. So we had a lot of learning experience as well. And perhaps one of the greatest is every time we're at the grocery store or elsewhere and someone comes up and gives us a hug. And we remember that. Thank you very much.
I can't add much to what Richard said because my feelings are the same, and I'm even more of a big boot than he is. But we had a wonderful time with your district. And I, again, echoing what Richard just said, the best part is we got to know the teachers. And I love them. They're great people. And my children attend school in the Weber School District. And it makes me just thrilled to death to know what great people you have working in this district. I was telling Brad or one of your board members before the meeting that we work with other districts on and off. And even though I live in this district, I can say it anyway, this is the best bunch of people to work with, your teachers, your administrators. Just one experience, I got to spend a whole day in Williamsburg. It was about 100 degrees and about 95% humidity with Jeff Stevens. We ditched the teachers and spent a whole day together. And I learned to love Jeff dearly and still do, despite some of his flaws. You are so blessed in this district. Thinking about Linda and all the other folks we've worked with here in your administration.